on 7 December, and tough for me Tani number 1, Tani number 2, Asantini number 3. The relevant point they say, and tough on our first near the campaign say, Yan Traba Matanino, a second Traba Yitani Bakwa, the President of the Republic of Ghana. And about me, I catch this or matches. If I said, don't unlock the mass and P2, and the prisoners, Kino, Esha Santia P2, and I'm no can say, we're breaking jail to pulling in a Janico. And then what ye, so Quaco to prepare. Your mouth A4 sheet. Now, what's last year, Casa, work any coefficient in depreciation of one, I must have it. And some of there is no logic in it. When the back for my tree Casamo or parents about Yan Samba Kukreni mean to say. I want to ask a very simple question. Would say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say he has an opportunity to go for 8 years? Yes. As Mahmoud Bawumia, I cast for Pacho Yam first year and Manes Haroma. And yes, I saw this year number.
We are two main contestants, myself and my main opponent. My main opponent has already been president before. He has been there before. I have not yet been president. But if he comes back, he can only be president for 4 years.
Because in your second term, we won't be accountable. You see, there's no logic in what the person is saying. It means when you were saying 4 more for Nana, you knew that Nana was going to be unaccountable. And so just dismiss that and let's look forward.
Now, the new patriotic party. Now, not the Bank of Mokasa as we. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said he has the antidote, or he's the problem solver.
Or the antidote.
Yes, to make sure, say, Ghana, yes. And secondly, unemployment in Ghana, or no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, they are going to solve it. Asama Okan, he wasn't talking in the duress, not to insist. Willingly, and your Jitum Sobet Yakan Okan. There's a lot of there's a lot of inconsistencies in the MPP. They've made an additional 2 million jobs attached to the 3 million jobs, making 5 million jobs. Namibisa say human away.
New patriotic party programs are ye Diego Hono. Ebedu baby no, ye be crank of Fiamano, no more ye Juma Ghana.
Abusha for my kwaba about transfer the back channel. So channel did the solid TV. Another day the Kenya will the impuning poor subscriber. Ne do uncommon eche wa down for or yere ukunu and openi bi channel we assured the hasene we bring on board objectivity. Yenye bias. Ye production the free Ghana can studio we are abel fontain feed internet and what this on continue. Baby will be an content in air power meeting at the Shaibula CC and Chef Franco later a barbecamo. Now and ye the and some enam. And somewhere a day air banner say Fitch for air reports. And I'm a survey. Now, Baba Tuja say, see a 2 about 2027 December 2024, 7 December. I likely say the National Democratic Congress and this to opposition, omenya 54%. A dear Nisi, almost survey no, a dear day. The sample, no more sample say, na dear inform is our decision. A day be doing come. John the money Mahama so about responding to MPP for allegation. That's almost someone can say, oh, your mama dear, or yeah, 1 term, or baby do 1 term, or baby do 1 term, or baby Riesca, or baby so manako. Or say, Sadden get here that can you see a twaba, and the more president be on the second term. Because president be a 12 second term, only 3rd term to wit me the bonnet. And Obusa say, and the entity a twaba the man another go kufuadwa. When him say only 3rd term. No odi omani bonesano was it a charming biasre yada and obi okum nipa and obi a waton abrewada no se ono akaso bebo akokorabua yini na chinie asem we na afofo eka won ne anope awie anwumre ye de ebremu metwa mo aba na frankoreta ababe tenase na ne frankoreta enkrata wo de eba no me se enkrata figures videos o de ba no miniam a chepa metwa mo aba sisia.
Finally, my family is free because of Rome Villa Estate. Yes, this estate is responsible for selling affordable litigation-free lands that have electricity, water, and accessible roads. I am so happy.
I wish I found my carbon battles here. Franco Heta Baba come on there, Baba come on. Franco Heta Aquaba.
Major Sumina Shabla says, Yamada, my Jesus, away, where your pa, we are Danyamiasi.
Now, I show content or social media. The Okoyen to the seat.
Oh, okay.
And in fact, I didn't movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm a cousin, say, Abua, Yata, and this is for one. Abua, Yata, this is for one. I'm poor be a cadem.
Now, they are calling me Powers and say, Eddie and I are chef wound, better to them. Also, you'll be a. And Cabas uncle phone say, you want me to keep be me to yourself alone. I don't say what's uncle for no.
Very well, can't say my
Oh no, mammy, only say, Obia, Uncle Becca say, Obia, the unim year need in a media channel. I want you to give it to solid alone. But you have that mentality, said Debbie. Yen, Juman, ye, Ebi, we bet me, we bet my first bra, Naba Boame. It doesn't mean, say, you have a problem with the person.
Uncle, I do my hair. I call it Yamiasem. Yamiasem. Ye ko kabu wankai ya no kabu kumase
Okay.
O kan kumase bia nan kan ni nanti o ko wa nkan fo no bete ana akwada yo kase wonkwa na wo ni school a na wo Ghana
Yes.
wonkwa wontimi o school ntimi hwe enkra mo Ghana so
Okay.
to BIP nti sempa ana ye me go sempa sempa na de etre ba me so da bia me kan say ade ba kwa me happiness e o ko ye no wa me hu difference no. Yes, and with social media now, or power on the social media, or coin and from. Now, Franco,
yes.
You see you,
Papaya.
Nancy
Maintaining count. Nancy, me can ask ma now what Jaffa, but I will not talk.
They say, I dare to the Niano say,
Massa.
Ninia, Mr. Azek Bodom, or Frimo, yeah. A year who share any same. Also, Friday, Thursday, 22nd August, that's the full arrangement of prayer barrier service. That is most starting at 7 a.m. no more. And up 9 a.m. and a barrier and memorial service and also as a free so 9 a.m. near point 11 a.m. that day na venue a Lashe funeral home na na after barrier no o masa ba betena say award Garden of Peace Cemetery o mso hono kwa kwesi no na o ma betra so mo ye a year fe e de jenu na je wo hwe na picture e da pa dia na nka o say kotia se na ko sirisi but anya ba ne say picture no na de TV no so enti yesra busuafo say eduru ho a na obia aba na kwa kuja fe ya see wo papa ya onua kuma Mr. Azek Bodom and Nyakopon Aton inside.
Ono mami papa ya first time I was. Unza bema nsu. Na unza bema tinisuo. Na unza asema ba. Ndio papa obi Nyakopon shane de. You know he's in a difficult moment, but you see a natural thing.
Yeah.
Me papa Kasim just say ade bi a natural ni control was money control.
And there be
what I say, you can't control it. It's natural.
They be a natural control. So man control. You just take it as you move on. Can nipa ewa and can turn on.
Yes.
Uno she would the two chef where the day are nipa sorry.
Yes.
No, nyame person many people who say nipa one limitation.
Thank you.
Doctor make my nipa administer do but Nipan and Framan the last breath in your copy. Yes, you can't do anything. Let's see your school. Doctor Nyabe Kase Nipan expire. Because as of a late cobra quachi. Tama doctor for or born a chest said, Gomina Home. Tama doctor for who say, I say, as a cobra quachi, Mamun to a fidino. Mamma, that be more doctor. Be on him, work on him. I'm say, tell the well late woman. Yeah, they are
1 day born.
1 day gone.
And they're normal.
Mama, happy birthday, belated birthday, Miaminia, Kobe Arafat, our London. Sir,
Arafat in Joshua.
Oh, Mesa, what's sending me message? 7 who is here pressure. Minia dinner birthday, Mantini, who and cry Irish, and a belated happy birthday, and Minia, Kobe Arafat, our London. Minia, who took and no one, Germany, and no one, Spain, and
one yet more ship.
There be no one. The worship, not why you know. When you want to ship right now, Punusu, maintaining catch up. Now, Franco, you flash it. Report to be Abba Abontene, now report on me, Austin, and Tosona, in the home. Now, report, and a dive again. So, now, reporting or saying, what your report now? Omoye London base Okophobia Omoye Juma and was saying NDC in a strong position to win 2024 push Fitch solution. Now I saying an international research and data firm Fitch solution has predicted a win for John Dramani Mahama and the NDC in 2024 elections in the December. was the London-based firm, which had been consistent with its forecast since last year, argued that 54% of respondents surveyed tipped to the former president as the winner in the upcoming presidential election. Was a Fitch solution in its mid-year review for Sub-Sahara Africa explained that the current state of the economy will play a significant role in the choice of voters in December election. Was a Mice Kurinja, who is an associate director of the country race at Fitch Solutions, said, "We believe that the opposition National Democratic Congress has a stronger chance of winning the upcoming general election compared to the ruling New Patriotic Party." May PBB was saying what he considered by saying that voters' decision about whom to support will be heavily influenced by issues like job creation, economic management, among others. This, according to him, will put the MPP at a disadvantage given the current economic hardship. I do mean to say. Or say, in so Ghana for a person who jinaso at the 2 ban 2024 7 December. Aye, in Yuma, Bampesa video, me and my boss, John Bodu. The party then in opposition at the manifesto, at the proposal, John Bodu, who was a mouth watering, a very compelling. John Bodu just can't see me. And the about just out to about not sanity. You go video.
New Patriotic Party programs are ye dear guhono, a bedu baby no, ye be crank of Fiaman on no more yejuma Ghana. New Patriotic Party programs are ye dear guhono, a bedu baby no, ye be crank of Fiaman on no more yejuma Ghana.
Or say, Sanana to be president ya, and shall we go a criminal? Ye be import nipa, Mobile Yejuma. Job will be in abundance. Franco, a ban say,
Sabu,
Franco hater.
my uncle be a nano pay area and me, depending on the location. There be a catch or say, we speak the mind of the ordinary Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Or more Ghana, or more man on it. How Ghana echo. And as I sit here,
okay,
maybe say, I have to be objective, I have to be sincere dealing with this particular matter.
Okay.
Oh, your NPP, oh, your NDC, oh, your Afrafranta, take your emotions out. Let's think about Ghana first. Let's look at the merits and demerits of the matter.
Okay.
Asana abano.
Yenka.
Now, Sabu, what's your phone or more in a from say?
That's a fish.
Fish.
Yeah.
Shabla Sisi. Anytime we are going for elections, you see organizations coming out.
Okay.
Doing their predictions about how the election will go.
Okay.
Mekaya. Over here, University of Ghana. Omo nkofobu makwa akoya omo wiye no omo paache se we na be kwa akwa we ni aba no obeti info analytics omo so akwa akoya omo de omo wiye omo se we na be kwa akwa we ni aba no we na be kwa akwa we ni aba no obeti o yes smart sapon on so akwa de. So we have posters obaka Ben Efson nipa ba kwa first Ghana for jini nipa because at that material moment, yes, at that material moment, anytime he predicts come about first watch church in nsemu and the kind of posts obey no, these are technical people Mr. Mean to me because we have more. As a group here, they try to ask questions. They do their sampling and they come out to say, you always say, Shabula Sissimum, and the president of the Republic of Ghana. Now, what's here in Sabanko for your career? Obviously, they've done their first investigation.
Pools, almost solution.
They've done their pools.
I'm a landing base. And you Ghana for a Shabu. And that's also a particle SB and I'm a boy. So you can say, or you can tell me to be a neutral organization. And they are coming out to say, it's likely John Dramani Mahama will be the president of the Republic of Ghana. And yes, yeah.
And which is more common say they are basing their emphasis on the economy and then on employment. And if you look at 2 cardinal points, economy number 1, and current economical situation number 1. Then we look at unemployment and then yes, sanity. If you look at Sanuman Kofrejina so Casomo. Every year, pools now. Every year, investigation. They want to get accurate data. Ninya the MPP different. Oh yes. Shabla Sisi.
Franco.
Open party back on Kanokram. See the Biame catch me and Casame party MPP. On mere consistent lines, and they lie with boldness. Omu did to Mamus a tron moody. But you see that be a shall make us to say. Now people are learning. Ghanaians are becoming more discerning. Majority of Ghanaians are becoming more discerning because there was some for it my cultures or the walk crab at MPP for no. There was some from so the Kama Bejana, the NDC colors go Mukoma, or Metoma Kamano. But now a lot of Ghanaians are becoming more discerning.
Who can say, yeah, survey about a Jumi?
Yes,
yes. You could do was it? I don't see any poor class. Might be a quinty. Was similar UP?
Yeah. I brought up with yes, if you listen, UP, he's not looking at competence. He's not looking at development. He's looking at only a UP, and that thing has affected a lot of Ghanaians. Shabu, me, the catch was a papa. He was a strong NPP person. Some of the boozy I said for the thank you. Shabu for the boozy idea. Today be as NPP ni kasa uti, and this ni kasa be yefu. Me ba pa the NPP rem. Or my or catch him say enyansa phone him before MPP. And there be a for party. Yes, there be some MPC almost a Valanda boys. Yes, there be some Moka. Almost a violent party. This I don't catch a form person party. No, my father created that kind of impression into my mind. Emma miss me depart nature man benya or Bonnie Akono in my party. No, but the party I used to know some time ago is not the same party I'm seeing today. But frankly, report on Fitch for the Aban. Yes. Say a Bomwa will be sacked from the party. Oh, Shabulas, they be a count. Me say, Bomwa is settled on a time bomb. Once MDC from 92, 96, they've not gotten 54%. 50. Me say, now the 54%. The woman say, Oma yiti, Empire man for be born say. If Dr. Mahmoud Bamia is not able to break the 8, if it is possible to materialize here, they are going to tell him his route. Very impossible. Yes, very impossible. No man make it the 8. After my back about me, I say, I can say party no, and you dear. Now shall be a tea. Ebia, who are buying not buying a 2 film. I find in some holy people. And then more buying to more katakata no maso. But if the MPP goes to opposition, they are going to come out and they are going to tell Mahmoud Masa, you want an alien to the party. Or my this campaign can thank you. And the one of those amount faster take a come on some deba. And the one no yarding. But my mom Pisa is able to break the 8. That it is possible mission will come to pass. And that's how Nipa Baumia echo and assume one hour but if he said because a basio. Oh Shabu. Now I don't buy no Kumasa basio. Me say if you get to election, the day of voting, I want to know your organic people. Or more to manifesto too, or more to want some kind of on the 7th of December, year 2 banner, year 2 years started year can care from 5, and come on, match at 12. No, the reality. I don't know, say, what's a special vote against them for a police force, the security and the talk commission for. Said this year, special vote, yes, second year 2nd. Thank you, me a kaya, party be pian as election, contest could be. May say. A lot of people are going to register their displeasure in this kind of elections. Don't joke with it. Ghana for almost of my deal. Only a silent killers. Honorable Ken said or say the MPP lost the election in 2022. 2 years ago. Or election no will be able to back or decided you. But I will be able to back or decided we. And I find a petrol near has ever cemented. Thank you. Ain't you know? Sana cemetery. Now what's your first of one? They talk about unemployment one. Yeah. In our Kasafa economy, the new patriotic party in opposition told Ghanaians say if they are being voted into power, they are going to make sure say Ghana for any Jumayeno, they are going to create a lot of jobs for Ghanaians. One, the NPP told us say we are going to move from taxation to production. Yeah. Where are we? Also, we are going to move from taxation to production. If you enter into production, then it means that they are going to create a lot of jobs. Whereby amount for me unemployed will get a lot of jobs to do. And it's also what can it to Ghana team. They catch us MPP in 2016. The kind of campaign that they did. A chance they city in mark any war after Eddie Amount City. In 2016, Ebian Kama banana. Chabu. And I'm catching some family Muslim family for the president and come the never a lot of people were prepared to sacrifice in 2016. Wow, yeah, why do you say you wanted to delay? The now the down for not becoming the president. Keep it more book. Of course, yes, you say, I will say, where people have faith and confidence in the new patriotic party. That we are catch say the NPP should not use the NDC as a yardstick. They should use J.A. Kufuor's administration as a yardstick. The reason why a lot of people voted for the NPP in 2016 is they pictured J.A. Kufuor's administration and they wanted to correlate it to the new patriotic party.
Yeah. Another video, only the flag bearer.
Yes.
And to start to say, cancer, region means a demand canon. What I know of both figures be. He couldn't mention, say, I wasn't acquired the way, say, flag bearer, I know seem to be the Trouble secretary.
Yes.
We are not discussing, but I'll say a bomb. Yes. Or say, and so many so say. Yes. But say, because Mahama be see KJT. Go for a year emergency. They could also say, now, Quando say, I say, enter me beside say. Nippon or regional minister. Every data passes through his end. Cannot mention 5 projects. In the sound of my own nephew. That's what make a Tony. Shall we assist the CEO and Massoli TV? Any say 5 achievement of Solid TV. Their flag bearer can go bear 2023. So I know why you go bear 20 or come 5 home. And I make out just because the end is I say, and acquire Kumasa Quamina, Munta Cabeza across common for me a thing will be yes. And now see here quite be was Santa Region. You promised acquire the asphalt overland there. Or my penny for about your asphalt. Say be about beauty Baba yet. Mahama cry you, Mama don't want sapeti. Now about some baby. But say key rules and another bar you be a person chocolate. A beer, maybe you could want a beer, the trader crown. But say, a ye key to say interchange, Miss Over might be. Only be, only signature project. Now, because a crown, a Lucy idea. Now, many absence of what you're Kufa to Coban. One quite Yanka 5. So where are you going to get your data from? Sabu, now we say the fish for Naka. They are talking about unemployment. Yeah. The NPP told Ghanaians say they are going to create a lot of employment in Ukruma. Yeah. Sabu, we win another Danko Kufa. 48% unemployment rates in Ghana. Yes. Unacceptable, Nana Kufuor, and that is I want to see the date. Now I'm the date. Okay, short here. But now that means in opposition. In opposition. Detroit catching MPP. And Miami Park, these people are consistent liars. What say? Chimu Edna watch. Yes. Omunia Juma, yes, or my yes, you too many. Thank you. I want to Kufuor Kwakasa. It is likely. Said the ACC were Arab countries, no. The Arab Spring is likely to happen in Ghana because you to Juma. Thank you. And there's economic hardship for Kruma. This is a Kufuor for you. Some figure Kufuor Kasa 48%. No, I'm telling you today Kufuor was lying. They just created a certain kind of impression. I'm a party for no treasure. That's it. On my unemployment rate we do 48%. That's your man and tea. Are you serious? Now, Sabu, Franco, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, and let me read this for you. When NPP was in opposition, or say, Bamia outlines plan on how NPP will solve unemployment. 31st of March 2016. Now about 3:53:44 microsecond PM. And listen to this. The sixth key to creating an economy of jobs, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia said, is macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability. Me say, you want comfortable you too theoretical. Obo a bakasa, a bad debate or expert. But practically, pragmatic would man is on your own to me. For the Bible, a typical example is Dr. Mahmoud Bamia. Mahmoud Bamia. See young kasa. But practically the man is Mahmoud Bamia, you want to make man. In opposition, many power deputy governor Bank of Ghana. On a stabilized Ghana city, my city, equal to 1 year. A day moment me. Jabu, from ground install the intelligence of Ghanaians. Oh, you need Akufo-Addo. Me say, and Akufo-Addo, the Akufo-Addo has been exposed. Akufo-Addo could dethrone the Lisa for could dethrone the MPP. It was never true. Some made dethrone Zimbabwe. He wanted to stabilize the economy. It is never true. As someone a year fan say, Nanado catch MPP neck for he was lying to them. Mahmoud Bamia is a super incompetent manager when it comes to the economy. Open it back economy, no what to tap on some now. I'll get the don't worry. Okay. Allow me to go gradually for you. Shabu. Or class has some million. Okay. NPP captures power in 2017. And the NPP for buy, I don't say they are going to create a lot of jobs in Ghana. NPP before they can you. Now the down Kufuor catch say the bay amount for the year more Ghana. There's something I refer to Ghana beyond aid. Ghana beyond it. Okay, so one say Ghana beyond it. Ghana we yamwa.
Almost say, across the length and breadth of Ghana, the four corners of Ghana, the Ghanaian geographical hemisphere, no, and say young cassette me ya dear betting your boy. Now you self-sustainable. Yet yes can you want to so there is no need for us to go outside our jurisdiction and go for loans. It was a dear piano, a dear air conditioner, but say, Papa's no can domestication in a baby in Kuma.
Operation Feed Yourself, while out 2 hours,
Yes.
while out 2 hours,
Yes.
While out 2 hours, yeah, while 2 and wasa.
In 1957, embassy 2016, 59 years. Buying Yarabe to Rational. Ohe car omujama 122 billion.
122 billion.
22 billion.
From 1957. Basic.
Yes.
From Chroma Bros. We see Mahama. 2016.
122 billion.
Okay.
Akufado. Any doctor Mahmoud Baumia. Now what I'm a check on there to 534 billion. Hey, you know 8 years. I repeat it again. Now I 522. Now I call 534 billion.
What's the word?
Shabu, don't
Ghana
joke.
beyond aid.
Listen, don't joke with these people.
And look at Ghana with aid, dear master. Kabana and the message. 1 trillion.
Omo nka no kre. E na o ka twa so omo nka no kana yomu ya. Message abu. No kre ka edi. O ndema no kre ka edi.
How do you cover this? I almost yen save part.
The man no kre ka edi ni say me sinu uti. What's amaba? Then I can look straight into your eyes and do objective analysis for you. Excess assembly. Then I give you a certain kind of example say me starting year was solid the echo 1 year. Ejuma my year me 10 pie scholarship secretariat.
Because we're down for boss will be
Thank you. Akwasa ne Justin Kobi asemba. Na okasa menka. Me ankasa meka I feel it within my veins say. Ejuma na me ya.
Me boss your board asemba.
Akwasa John Board na kere bia ajapo asama. Na ye ka asem. You see who so comfortable ko na nkom.
I can't say come between me.
Me say nkom.
That be.
You get my point?
Yeah.
And the son and people they should try to understand me. Me ye NPP ni na me catch some more anthem no ho. Me tell me freeze e any party pa no but the party ni attractive beam. Akufo no have a good party no. O ma manfo nya akono mo party. Na Sabu, the new patriotic party. Na na the Akufo no cast as we no. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say he has the antidote. Or he's the problem solver
or the antidote.
Yes, to make sure say Ghana, yes, and secondly, unemployment in Ghana or no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia they are going to solve it. Asana Okano, he wasn't talking in the duress, not to insist. Willingly, and your jitums obey Yakan Okai. Now, Sabu, the NPP captures power in 2017. Sabu capture power, the new patriotic party. Now, the Danko Akufado, Minister for Labor and Employment, Ignatius Bafogwa. Now, this was the minister from 2017 to 2021.
Yeah.
What NPP won the second term still, and everyone can say he is a substantive minister, animal labor and employment. Now, if you look at the first term of Akufado, he went back to vetting. Or call vetting was it 2017, ever since 2021. The new patriotic party and another Danko Akufado created over 3 million jobs in Ghana.
3 million jobs in Ghana. And as labor minister.
Why in February 17th?
All 3 million jobs created by Akufado administration, employment minister.
Designate. And Austin Diachosu. This is Ignatius Bafogwa. Or not every data about employment passes through his end.
Say no credit and face for report on work and no credit. Say we no credit. Say
party back there's a lot of there's a lot of inconsistencies in the MPP. Asama Okai, Shabu. Nyanko Poya Aduma the new patriotic party. Eko Pimus Yane. No more some way exposure be fair about job creation. Shabu, where is September 16, 2022?
We have created 5 million jobs since 2017, employment minister. Aoka I 3 million, after 5 million.
Your person say in 2017, no man creating over 3 million jobs. Eko 2024, yana 2022, as 2023, na no okasano. There been an additional 2 million jobs attached to the 3 million jobs, making 5 million jobs. Na mi bisa se human away. Okay, MTN for admit people. What's in the Sikana away?
Mobile money bar for no. I
want to ask the new patriotic party. Some 5 million jobs. One can 5. I'm saying over 5 million jobs. I'm also creating no away. Shabu,
Franco.
They be a class. I'm just a anti-journalist.
Okay.
And I read, and it is my duty and responsibility.
Fish for information.
Thank you to bring out my candid opinion. This is the minister in office, the department. Was say over 5 million jobs.
Ghana mobile and pin.
Yes. Now, this is the Ghana Statistical Service. I must say, Ghana's unemployment rate is 14.7%.
I survey about report about no say 1.9 million Ghanaians are adult.
I must say, Ghana, 14.7 million. 14.7%. Let me explain to you. And the John Dramani Mama. Why the NPP says John Dramani Mama is a super incompetent? Say Mama Nyade Mama Bong. Open president since 1957. Ever since 2016, president one bong pie. John Dramani Mama.
Come a Ghana for before 12
in 2016, when John Dramani Mama was leaving office as the president of the Republic of Ghana, unemployment rate was 8.2. 8.2. Akufo-Addo is so super competent. Akufo-Addo who is the Messiah. Akufo-Addo who is leading Ghana to paradise, leading Ghana to heaven. Obama Ghana aya thank you, going to create jobs. In making sure Ghana better for into a if you look at the minister, also Oma creating over 5 million jobs now. Now but the thing keeps on increasing. Unemployment keeps on increasing. And you're 14.7. Let me break it down for you. The one will be one team.
8 to 14, almost by 6%.
Sabu, the 14.7% represents 7.5 to 8 million Ghanaians who are not working. 7.5.
Your population base and 34 million.
Yes.
And if 7 point something in you might.
Now, under 2024, you're not a population growth of 1.93. Sabu, 14.7 represents 7.5 to 8 million Ghanaians who are not working. 8.5, where your friend is 7.5 to 8 million. About 70% of them are youths.
Once you must have your son, a mabun
the when you say now demographic, a buying graphic, almost say 1.9 million and yajuma. And one among your money in a scale work, only you.
Some training, only education, only juma.
Some coffin here to go for
a crumb for trauma for.
Thank you.
Or no, we never get to bunny trim.
Some coffin. And I'm cast a cool see a gun only problem. Some coffin on cast only demonstration because only problem.
Because only Japadibia, only car, yes, only sacre, only mutu.
Thank you.
And the crony shell found
disciple. What's ya? Let's us a 1.9. There is a problem. If 7.5 to 8, and yajuma, there is a problem. Now, out of some 70% of them are youths. My main castle,
me, I for Ghana Statistical for reports now. They were charitable with the government.
Send ye, almost I buying Shabu, and I'm not say. The biggest congregation in Ghana is Betting. I'm telling you, the biggest congregation.
The cool amount for
Ocha Ghana, Mumma Kuma you to know about 2.95 out of the 3 are doing betting. You know why? There is no way. Yes, my main cousin show. Say Ajuma betting becomes a hobby. So I'm not a no bar.
Obama Ajuma a better hobby and my profession. And I said,
the woman say, Nipa say me Ajuma. Imagine who's betting. The betting becomes a hobby. Whereby I'm sitting idle
or leisure time.
Thank you. Makwa could do films.
Radio son of Panama Mark is to say,
thank you.
From me.
The youth, they are doing it. Dr. Mahmoud Bamia is too desperate in becoming the president. The Intermakers are too desperate. They say,
maybe you want to save the country.
He is too desperate in becoming the president. Because he is too desperate in becoming the president, he is fighting against his own doctrine about Islam.
Okay.
Mahmoud Bamia and UPSC was say he has his own vision and mind. So I'm not talking about the president of the Republic of Ghana. Or make sure that 20% on the betting tax every staunch Muslim who believes in the doctrine of Islam ever catch or say betting is haram.
Haram. Oh, call a keep poly anymore. Let's see a sign post CBH or catch baby can say betting and come move on to so.
Oh, Coco do Anagadan's Afun Quantawa. there is a billboard. Almost signed their book. Almost say
Quran chapter verse.
thank you. Mahmoud Bawumia is a staunch Muslim. He's an Alhaji. Tinibium. As a better Alhaji. Thank you. So you believe in the doctrines and the cardinal principle of Islam. But because he's too desperate to become a president, he still wants to aid and abet. He wants to aid and abet King Kura to do better against his doctrine. Shabu, the new patriotic party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Eba Beka Assembly today. And Shabu, I want you to read something for me.
Okay.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say they have created 2.1 million jobs in Ghana.
Okay. What say we have created more jobs within 7 years than any other government.
Thank you. And that time, 7 February 2020, and was the year so. Shabu, what say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say the new patriotic party has created 2.1 million jobs. 2.1, 1.2 are a public sector. There can a private sector. Mahmoud Bawumia, want to make this kind of statement. Now it comes to contradict what the Minister for Labor and Employment is saying.
Labor and the Minister said for now, market close to 5 million.
Thank you.
We say 2 million. So which is which?
Thank you. There is an inconsistency. Now let's go back to the office of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. On one case, the special assistant, the personal aide, who talks on economy on behalf of him.
I say Bawumia's 2.3 million jobs claim can be verified, says Dr. Gideon Boako.
You see the inconsistency. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said 2.1 million jobs. Nipa no kasamano. See the NPP and Nakufam and Bawumia has created 2.3 million jobs.
It can be verified.
Verified from where?
You say now, omo the tracker biaba. Omo per tracker no. You could trace a plantain chips factory. A what Asante Achim North. MP Koja Parliament at testify said, omo factory omo plantain chip at the Kohola.
Yes.
And Mabuno kind of Mabuno Krumo a coy. Said there's omo connected light to crime to the factory.
Me say
a crime yajuma. And a video being and we tried no way. How are we going to verify that name? See, Sanemo come for Omujuma. I'm an entity. Omu the figure by said. Omo and club 2,000 factory in Yajuma. Shall let's say, Uncle Vlade.
Noti, there is a lot of so we do sanity.
So Omo you come MPP.
We do sanity. Till 2017, come up being 3 million. 2024, what the 2017 and 2024, then come up being over 5 million. And come say 5.3 million jobs. This is the sector minister, Ignatius Bawumia. Now you have the flag bearer of the new patriotic party, the pathological liar, the consistent liar, the man who lie with boldness. Nyanka sama flag bearer. Mahmoud Bawumia was say,
party yet.
Mean Fimo,
your flag bearer. Mean
Fimo, cannot crash. I say, make the general secretary. Mean Fimo,
Mayo 8.
Thank you. Mean Fimo, no Kwana make catch. Your flag bearer, no baby to a catcher say, or marketing number 2.1 million. The special who talks about economical issues. Dr. Gideon Boako, parliamentary Karen Bamata, also about one Chabe catcher said, or marketing number 2.3 million. You would the any inconsistency.
Say Gideon say, apart from politics,
yes,
you know Ben work
thank you, Shabu.
As you might pay and will be that Shabu. Apart from politics, Gideon cook unemployment for him.
Shabu, always the truth will expose people. No clear, it will expose people. Shabu, almost a public sector. 1.2 million.
Yeah.
Now, my kind sign, mommy. Read it for me. I don't want to read it. I know what's the actors to read it.
Say,
yes.
The Controller and Accountant General Department has paid 15% cost of living allowance, agreed on between the government and organized labor. Was say an amount of 485 million was disbursed to the accounts of over 600,000 public sector workers on government payroll for July and August yesterday, 29th August 2022. 1.something million. I knew 600,000.
Myself, I'm some public sector. Oma creative jobs 1.2 million. 1.2 million jobs. And MPP for so creating. The Controller and Accountant General is the official person who has the database, the data row, and the payment row, and the payroll of public sector. Only 3 public sector for Nika. What say? Omo is around 600,000. 1.2 na MPP for Kano. Baumia Kano. So 600,000 or more. I want to know one more.
Maybe more public sector, private sector. Intimate.
Private sector is around 975,000. So what's okay? We are talking about public sector. Public sector will be 1.2 million. And the papa no can say 15%. I am they are going to pay for only 600,000 public workers. I didn't say it.
Of course, I will say my coach more 10,000 bucks. Nipa no jail so a list the chairman so 2,000.
What's it? 975 by the private sector, 1.2 by the public sector. The data is here and they cannot be disputed. I will dispute this data. Shabu. We see journalism, we are going anymore.
And with social media, whatever you say, the next time we can go and verify.
So, Dr. Mahmoud Bahia, and the new patriotic party, the kind of jobs also creating, where is it?
So, one analysis about the confirm the youth, not a Ghana for a catcher phrase for no. But,
Sabu,
sir, on the 2
I say, MPP for some Mama Nyadi were born. I don't speak for the NDC. Also, Mama Nyadi is a super incompetent. 8.2% of Ghanaians are not working. And yes, Mama Nyadi. And the Akufo-Addo, it has moved from 8.2 to 14.7. And before it match was a 14.7. What me depreciation calculation for my bachelor say, and you more work by one unemployment rate number 50%. That be I do know what problem with them. That be only answer chain upia. I don't such a upia. If you tell them the reality, they have a problem with it. They always want you to be by their side, and you have to lie. By lying, you sell your conscience and intelligence and credibility and integrity to people. Shabu me, you never get it. I will tell you the reality. Say now, the NTA. And so if you look at unemployment, the NDP has failed. Now the catch them. Nab kokro muso mo yem waduma. Nab kokro muso mo yem waduma. Na ko me catch them say pay them. 9 months nab ko yentu omoka. People are crying. Now no national service omuso mo cost strike. Adentia yes omusi kabi o ma ba be yed me ko be 5 months yentu omoka. And the NPP party and Akufo-Addo no omu ni tema de man nipa. Where shall national service yet me will be ko to voter region. Nipa ko behind than you. And no be no dear keska, etra life no water burning is an normal. Nipa you 5 months. You don't feel the pains of the person.
I almost say friends for report almost saying I did about inform us a month for decision to go from Mahama job creation and you there with that. Yes. And also the economic hardship.
Shabula sisi
from Korea.
Ghana ha. Doba catch us a Ghana nyanye ding. I say nipa no wa buying. Na bu so ni wa buying. Onyes ka be free and nipa ni cocaine man no ye illegal business.
Okay.
That's what make see. The catch us a Ghana and who any Ghana is either send nipa na or kasa asem na busu ni wa buying one. Either so one kasa wa buying. Either so they be free buying ho. Either say send nipa or ye illegal business or ye drugs and that's what ye aduma bi say aduma no or mans when yeska.
Only so na say.
Shabla sisi.
Uncle.
Me no tie kasa yi. The new patriotic party. Let me take you back in your position. Na na the Akufo-Addo catch say she was sitting not to about. At that time, the NDC was preaching about infrastructure and development of Yenukuma. And before catches is new infrastructure and development. What will say so to us who pescanas won't be? No economical normal again the Mawa. That is where you have to sit down, rescind your decision, no Kwakotwabapa. The NPP used this as a campaign tool against the NDC. Akufo-Addo could me kuyiska. Eka says kana ye hata. Eni makwa for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia diaba. Say Mahmoud Bawumia emana boame. As you said earlier. Almost say Mahmoud Bawumia is the person who was behind Bank of Ghana. Which me boy I might stabilize the city. I'm telling the MPP today it is a lie. Shabu. Obi onim kwanya yes identifying the problem is part of the solution. Nipot we identify the problem in 2008. Gave the solutions in 2008. Eman be stable. Ema Ghana economy ye robust. A year resolute.
Around 2004, 2000.
Yes, 2018. Sani pano. Why is that this kind of economical challenges what it means of it?
Miss Atamino, a Bribiana, and
Oh, papa, you fit and bends a human way. What I top bends, Nasa, send out to come up, papa, old me.
with my
So, point to me, and I just a fair so to come up, papa. Now, oh, corner, no more movie so on your open genuine. It might be said, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, they just came to hype him at the MPP for, but no more one can some year, man. They are there.
We say, we must say,
Yes,
doctor also in my yard.
yes,
Not yet the patient, but not patient, no.
yes.
Now, I could traffic was a mission.
Heading.
And it's economy not collapse under watch.
And if you look at MPP, the kind of things they said about John Dramani Mahama, we thought that coming into 2017, we are going to see an economical issue, sir. It will benefit and it becomes the welfare of the people. Shaibu, when Mama was in power, around this time, July, oh baby, the dollar was moving between 3.7, 3.8, 3.9. That's what I make it wrong. 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9. Na economy. And no, a lot of people had issues with John Dramani Mahama. Now, that's what says,
the rate see depreciate here.
Yes. Now, but MPP captures power. They come into power. Shabu,
Uncle,
over 4.2. And I'm more skirmishes Kakabi, and I yes, ever from. And about me, I catch this or much sidino. If I said, don't unlock the mass antia P2 and the prisoners kino, Esha Santia P2 butum. And I'm no say, we're breaking jail to pruning in a janico. I don't know that prison. A Danny, yes, see, I know any security, there be TV cameras. No, we're breaking jail. Basically, we're going to mention. Shabu, and I'm no say, the dollar is around 16 Ghana cedis. Always I say, is the only the NPP that can tell you, say, are there for SHI this system?
What's the rate of depreciation? Not the other. No, I say, but Mahama be fast free. On argument in here, Mahama be fired from one city. No, that could do. I can't almost say times 2. I bet 2.
Yes.
Times 3, 4.
Yes.
5. Now we almost say, oh, sure, on my father 4. The times 2, no, about 8. And take times 2, no, about 3, about 16. And at 12.
No, what's about okay? What's about okay? You're okay. Honestly, if Sanon Walker, there's no sense in it. It is bogus, it is irrelevant, it is much I do about nothing. It's so new for so. And then what you say, what quack to prepaid. Your mouth A4 sheet. Now, what last year, Cassa, oh, we can't any coefficient in depreciation of one. I must have it. Now, oh, quack the birthday. Ah, oh, calipo. Your mouth paper and pencil, you will keep coefficient in depreciation. Businessman, what can normally fair butchery? Ah, or pegging 15 Ghana cedi per dollar. And I cost 17 Ghana cedi per dollar. Oh, quack command paper and pencil on depreciation. I didn't tell they always try to insult our intelligence and conscience. I don't get it.
Some later, you hear Dr. Mahmoud Bame video, and my Baba share Mahama's video ever. They and tough for me, no, yeah, Baba show as a marker.
We are two main contestants, myself and my main opponent. My main opponent has already been president before. He has been there before. I have not yet been president. But if he comes back, he can only be president for 4 years. By the grace of God, if I come, I can be president for 8 years. But what we know is that the presidency is coming to the north. One way or the other, a northerner is going to be president. But when it leaves the north, we don't know when it will come back. It will take a long time to go through other regions before it comes back to the north. So if it is coming to the north, do we want it for 8 years or for 4 years? Do we want 8 years or 4 years? I believe that if we get it for 8 years, and with the support of people like Abu Jinapo, Clifford Brima, Uncle Sale, Dr. Chansu, all your children who will come and support me in my government, Savannah will continue to grow and develop.
Video, yes, and yes, but the money, Mama response.
And the other time I took time off to debunk that useless thing about 4 years and 8 years. If you follow the logic of what he says, oh, he has only 4 years, I have 8 years, then it means no president should get a second term. Because it says, if you get a second term and you have only 4 years, you won't be accountable to the people. So then we should change the constitution and say every president should do 1 term and go away. Because in your second term, you won't be accountable. You see, there's no logic in what the person is saying. It means when you were saying 4 more for Nana, you knew that Nana was going to be unaccountable. And so just dismiss that and let's look forward. We have solutions for the problem and we have the experience to implement those solutions to rescue this country from the crisis in which it is. Where Ghana has reached, we need a steady, experienced hand to turn our fortunes around. If you have 2 buses and you have a driver's mate who has been an apprentice to a driver sitting in one of those buses, and you have an experienced driver who has driven you several times back and forth to your destination and back, which of those 2 buses will you sit in? And so
Mamen Tom asasi bi e mana fan ko hita mem Rome Villa Estate se men kan che wo se o won sase egu yi na nsase na bakosem e kire se ye tua ho ka aje fina montan kunyansem ani akolan commission akọ fix ye din wo mu entu bo asase na Rome Villa Estate ne be yaba na Rome Villa Estate ya ton sase ma Canadian burgers, Italian burgers, Spain burgers, German burgers, US burgers ani ato bi so ma Ghanaian burgers no bi obetu ne nsansi bo akase me to asase fi Rome Villa Estate in Samu, manya money, my question da. You say 1 person to a plot, 1 person to 3 plot, but you need 3 person to 1 plot da. Okoto pone 3 person to a plot, not 2 person to a plotter, like the manso a woman. You say Sebi, say Nipana and then to no ebe kese to an ekese yari a woman. Nan sase den kania ensure and a quine, ye dreams in Nadiamo. Na nigi sem ne sem asase no ye more opportunity amo tutor ka ye a payment plan now what first payment ya e di indenture and sa plan now we are now the aso abofom what to na woni abusuani a ogini dia for prefer plan e fabre Villa Estate ye besi e diamond wo abusuani a utua kare na akere no wotwe ne nsase o twe anwea o twe nsu o twe nkane e de o twe anwea nsu de abaso akwan ne nkane de ye bipia e diamond na 0592 223386 0592 223386 me so open sase a man da wara to Rome Villa Estate sase no opa sase a man so da so a bra na me kwa ho chobi e o mafichira and the auto police ahimfie court bubuja fango da hita
zero
ese akwa ati John na Mahama say sa argument that Dr. Mahmoud Omeye na a fall flat say na Mahama oba bi 1 term akọ ana also say na tell ka kuva ni kwa na ke ma no another term because second term no you need third term oba de ope
Shamu
Franco
Ghanaian politicians they don't think about developing and impacting the lives of Ghanaians. Ghanaian politicians they always think about the next election, how you will steal and win it, and only here.
But say I'm for the channel to us. But make the why economy no. And you kwa ma first term, ya makana ma second term.
Na ba me no say economy no what you said. Dia ko no what you said.
So before ban o take one side way. First what say obi asante because me na me ko to ma ba ma 10.
Yes.
And then tafu me na ba. Where would the Ashantis people go today?
Shama men ka samu ntira. Open crofwa. Ye true tribalistic. We don't look at competence. We think about your selfish interest and always want to be domineering any superior.
Okay.
And I will repeat it again. Like I said, you will listen to the section of people. Good one now. Men to matani. They don't look at competence. Men to matani. Men to matani. Men to ba edia masantini. Men to ba dia makaini. Obi bet ma catch us some the block kwa beto. No the MPP color settle ho beto. Obi se catch us say some the camera kwa bi gina ho. No the MPP flag kuni komo beto. A lot of people were not thinking about competence. We're not thinking about development because of tribalistic issues. So I and I'm not say open womb too. I will be young tough for me and some ballot paper.
I know.
Hassan Ayariga.
Okay.
John Dramani Mahama. Saso and a Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And tough one. A sort of Mubako. Now, I want to ask people on me account for with very simple question. You were using tribalistic view to do a lot of politics in Ghana. Now you have an Ashanti person who is also coming to be who also want to be the president of the Republic of Ghana.
Who is that?
Cheda. And now Alan Kwajuchi. Are we going to vote tribalistic? Again, I'm asking a very simple question.
Nasi have trauma and tough on back. Thank
you. So you'll be measured by your utterances. Me say, you come my Asante man temwe. Me Asantini. I take comments now. Me Asantini me. Men to about Matanida. Me to about Matanida then. And I come job on it too. And me. Or more movie the tennis or maybe president no. Don't I Asante for. Just want make a chori. And then be a class and me say, you'll be measured by your utterances yesterday. And we correlate to today. 10 months ago, once from Mokai. Any painful MP Moya Santa for Kai. And a month for Jinaso, using it again to fight down the money, Mama. Today, you have a modern to be your leader.
Please, I don't some idea of a chunk for 10 years.
Shabu. Me say, time I know we had two tribalistic politics. They never knew, say, a day like this will come. Ghana and Kwani are too about fun you. Obi make us a shabu we am fenti matuma ba de ma shabu.
Eze tete no. Ma bi ko to aba ma je ekofo.
Yes.
For two say we all so ofe no two bi man.
Me say, you want school. Guy be no engineering. Nice guy. And you see akwa SRC elections. Akwa be gina ho kasa wiye. Na dia mecha me akoto aba no. E man nya so metro ma ba de aba. And I get be friend join me na work class. Yeah account na me za. Na de be na betro aba ma akwa say akwa no ho fe. Now only power cost school was oh there be share. Akwa no ho fe. Nto beto na bade ama. Obi me ka say me krom ni we yisre ni meto bade ama. Obi me ka say ya santi nti meto bade ama. Me say ya kanfo no. Emre na etwemu no. Ye bia no ka say ye de ntafo de ye ntua banfa mo muda. Onti bi bebiri. Me na me go to ba matani. Mama ye 10. But people forgot the infrastructure work and the kind of development he brought to Ashanti region. And we are Santini, we are Buni, we are Kauni, we are Kania,
Fantini.
Me say, you have people, the only choice, Miss only reality. And who Casabia should be extremely careful. Me say, some of my canoe come up tribalistic politics always. Shall we say, our hope? Now, see some pan or more just because I say your money yet. Now, I meant trouble my 10. And the leader of the new patriotic party, Minkaso Frisimu, or your 10. Tasa make a Tony. Oh, Casa de Mama Bacasa, sentimental, the word crab at what? I'm so a 10 inch no Casa. He's an ungrateful person. They make all these kind of statements. And then one won't pay Panasono. Okay, my simple crap. Ubenya in tough for me, no Santiniba. We have lamb lights. Omu faces no. A young known to Ghanaians no. In tough for me, as Antony Bako. Sabana call run off for crampo dear. You made my enter for me. In 2 Peru 2. 10 in the Baba be due so as the president of the Republic of Ghana.
Saturday obey.
That is it. Into walk says so getting those are some now welcome. Sabi, your mamma no one a born who said, oh, mamma yet and you. But me no one a born who saw mamma yet and you. And now I was about I sent you. It was ordained by God. It's a natural thing in young point. Why should we always try to suppress people when it comes to tribalism? I don't get it. And it's Abu on 7 December. And tough for me when you're turning number 1, turning number 2, as Anthony number 3. When you're turning number 1, as Anthony number 2, turning number 3. The relevant point they say, and tough on our first year campaign say, Yan Traba Matanino. ɛsɛ kɔtɔ aba yi tani baako as the president of the Republic of Ghana.
But John Mahama said now, while responding to Dr. Mahmoud, we say, any MPP say, must say or buffer just one term. No, Obiano after the second term or third term. So why did Ghanaians vote for Nanado the second term? That's our assertion of Moya there. Enter Kufa that could have said second term was said because when it's only the third term.
Who take your mama here? He used a certain word. Was say, and some of Mahmoud Bawumia there is no logic in it. What the bad former tree Casamua or Piles Mabawumia Nyansa Baku mean to say,
yeah.
Or say, and some of Bawumia Nyansa Baku. Now, so I would assist. I want to ask a very simple question. What say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say? He has an opportunity to go for 8 years.
Yes.
If you look at Owen Eddie John Dramani Mahama, he has an opportunity to go for 1 year.
One term.
One term.
Not 4 years.
I want to give you an example. Shabu, it should not take longevity for people to say you are a legend.
I think I say.
It should not take longevity for people to say you are a leader. Let me break it down for you. Kumasi Asante Kotoko Sporting Club. Akwakoto Shabu Lasisi. What that club for 20 years? 20 years our club. We don't see any significant thing that you are doing, but you are with the club. You are quite offer Austin the number. Less than 8 months, Austin has hit the ground running, or show goes any Sanoman. Now people label him to be a legend of the club. And I make a say it should not take longevity for someone to become a legend. A legend can be acquired within a shortest possible time.
Real Madrid team, Zidane Bamu within some years.
Yes.
Obaje Champions League 3 consecutive.
Thank you.
But not coach Biatma, they couldn't do that.
Thank you. What's about me? Was all patch or so Mufadi man. A Mamonia could not open a champany demo. That is why Bamia has a problem.
Yes, a champion.
Yes.
A champion,
yes.
By a cat president by or they or me who ask fatter.
Yes,
a champion.
Okay, minutes after me and woman. Shabu Tilibiemu, Messay. Asma Mahmoud Bawumia. I will cast for patch or young first year and man's Hanuman. And yes, I saw the still number.
The dear say, Mahama, also 8 years. Yes, but after first year.
Yes,
I did a case also bar. You have to kind of look at you and you automatically say, so over 8 years, yeah, over say the month. I could follow, make it of a scam, Ghana, the first term or yeah, Juma, and then the second term, the base, and then the second term, base, give you a to Mahama. Go for by the second, the first term, or yeah, Juma, the second term, yeah, twice, then another Baby for first term, the second year, yes, but Mahama by your first officer, and you don't know why.
It is not the birthright of every president to go for 8 years.
Not the birthright. Donald Trump.
Not the birthright. Wunuma obeye. And the quarter first obey Wunuma. And the kind of signature projects are obey. Social intervention policies are obey. How the economy will be robust. How businessmen on Philly. How you ease pressure from Ghanaians. And you better also.
Franco is a medase. I was for Franco the hater and out in committee the Shaibula CC as usual. Austin Burma and the Jina camera and she's a video in the boom. Yes, good, ma. Then so and Trebisha Piper.